Here at the Warwick Showcase Cinema, which used to have a comedy club, and it's where I've bombed the hardest as a comedian. It turns out that doing comedy at the movies for people who have never seen a comedy show before is not really the best setup. It would just be like, you know, you're in front of a screen that has a curtain in front of it. There's tables, and then there's theater seating way behind it. But no one would really want to sit at the tables. They would be afraid, oh, the comedian's gonna make fun of me. So they would spread them all out. So it'd be like you're trying to get laughs from a person over here and then someone way over there. And it was just horrible. And I'm like a big weirdo on stage anyways. So like, I'm not a good host. I'm not the first person you should be seeing. One time I was here hosting for the weekend, and the first show, it was just going okay. I was hosting, and a guy in the crowd farted. Yes, sounded like that. A guy in the crowd farted, and I don't like fart jokes, but you gotta address it. And I addressed, hey, did you guys hear that? And the crowd did, and they loved me for it. They got a big laugh, me bringing up a guy's fart. The second show comes around, the second show of the night, the 10 o'clock show. So I'm bombing super hard as a host. And to save myself, I figure, hey, let's just mention the guy's fart from the previous show. I'm like, hey, well, at the earlier show, there was a guy who farted. They have no reference of what I'm talking about, and I just dig myself the biggest hole ever. So I always hated after the show how you would hear like the commentary by the audience members. They'd be like, oh, well, the last guy was good. They'll always comment things like that. But I'm standing outside the showroom, as you're supposed to do. The crowd is filing out. I'm standing next to the headliner. A lady comes up to the headliner and goes, you're really funny, but you need a new opener. I'm standing right there. I'm sick of these comments that I hear all the time. And I look at her and I go, yeah, sorry, lady. And she points directly in my face and she goes, you're just not funny. That was pretty rough. Similar thing happened at a different show, not at the movie theater. It was at a bar, and I was performing. I had to do like 20 minutes, and I was maybe 2 years in, so doing 20 minutes 2 years in is very hard. And no one in the bar was paying attention. They were all sitting at the bar, so it's the stage, and then, 15 feet, and then the bar with people's backs turned. So no one's listening, except for one guy who's like 70 years old, and he's dressed like a pimp, and he's a white guy, so he's a white pimp. He's walking back and forth through the empty space and randomly just looking up at the stage and screaming, you're a disgrace, you're not funny, get him off the stage. And then I'll go sit back down, get mad again, come back, get him out of here, this guy sucks. So it's hard doing comedy in those situations where it's, you're at a movie theater or you're at a bar where no one wants comedy. I performed a lot at a place called the Comedy Studio, and that would usually be pretty good. But one time the crowd just wasn't into it, and I had to follow a mime. And the mime, it was actually like pretty funny, but when it's a guy who's like not saying anything for 10 minutes, and then it's me who's just like, blah, 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 the crowd just did not buy it at all. And the Comedy Studio, they would give you a DVD of your performance, and right after I got off stage, they give me the DVD. I walked down the stairs to go home, and I threw the DVD in the trash. My most prolific bomb, though, it kind of isn't fair because I didn't bomb at all, really. It was for this bootleg television show that was on AMC called Showville. That was just a ripoff of American Idol, basically, except for it was about like small towns. and they had an open audition. And I went to the open audition to do comedy, and I'm in the room doing my comedy, and the hosts, they think it's all right, but I'm getting legit laughs from the crew. So, you know, of the 10 people there, 8 like are laughing like loudly. And then what they do is they take the joke and they edit it so that it looks like I completely like bomb. They edit before I even get to say the punchline, which really isn't fair. So the joke is they say laughter is the best medicine, which explains how my grandmother died, and then they cut right there. Just saying explains how my grandmother died, that's not funny. That's not supposed to be funny. That's not the punchline. I know it's not the best joke in the world, but if I finish it, it is kind of humorous. They say laughter is the best medicine, which explains how my grandmother died. You see, she never liked my sense of humor. She was always like, quit joking around and take me to the hospital. That's the funny part. Quit joking around and take me to the hospital. But no, they cut it at, which explains how my grandmother died, and then they played like a boing
I don't know
noise.
about the physical cliff. I have a physical cliff hanging over my belt right here.
They actually say that laughter is the best medicine.
This is true.
Which explains how my grandmother died.
Huh? What? This guy's crazy. Huh? My grandmother died and he's joking about it? Huh? They sum up my life in 5 seconds. My whole comedy career is just, oh, look at this idiot. I used to do comedy at a club inside of a mall in Connecticut, and one weekend I bombed so many shows that the feature act who went after me just worked it into his set, where he would like go up there and be like, give it up for James, you laughed at him once. And that was his big like, you know, laugh he would get right up top. And I don't blame him. He has to recover from the situation somehow. But I did do a comedy contest at the club. It actually went really well. Everyone else brought people, but I didn't bring anyone. And I ended up winning the contest, and I won $500. And so I won, and this kid's mom, one of the comics, his mom comes up to me and goes, my son was funnier than you.